Terry in the backfield. He gets the handoff side to left side to the 5. To the end zone for the touchdown.
Allen, he's going to run it. Can he get it there?
Second down and 13. Allen going deep, and he's got him. Touchdown.
What is going on? What is going on? This is the Bills Yak podcast, and the Bills are coming off 2 losses. I'm your host, JT, with my co-host, James Mallory, NFL Pedigree. James, how you feeling, man?
What's up, everybody? But I'm not happy about it, but I'm really not too discouraged. We'll be all right. Everybody, no matter what team you are, you hit a rough patch during the season. I don't care who you are, but it's working through that adversity, and that's what builds character. So I'm really not worried about it. I'm just anxious to see how they respond over the next couple of games. I know we got the Jets in the bye and in New England, so let's just see how they respond. That's all that really matters.
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, we're 4-2. The sky's not falling, okay? But there's a whole lot of things going on in Buffalo right now. The first thing, I mean, pretty much was the deactivation of Tripp Murphy and Harrison Phillips going into that Chiefs game, and the activation of Brian Cox Jr., who is not activated for his next game coming up, and Justin Zimmer, who actually got signed to the active roster. I think those moves surprised a lot of Bills fans. It sure as hell surprised the hell out of me saying it. So that brought into the question is, as this Bills defense continues to struggle, can they make some moves to fix it? And I know in particular, there's one move and one player that you really liked and think that would be a good fit here in Buffalo. And I want you to give the listeners your take on who you think it is and why, man.
My opinion, I would really take a hard look at Ryan Kerrigan. He's not being used right now in Washington. His cap for the year was 11.5. And I believe he still has something left in the tank. He is 32 years old, 31 or 32, one of those two. But I think he has a lot left to, offer, at least for this season. And I really would look at, maybe bringing him in. I really would look deep and hard at bringing him in. I mean, that's somebody that would bring, he has size because, people think, people say, Jerry Hughes and Mario Addison are a little bit undersized when it comes to being stout in the run game, which I think they play good against the run game, but this is just people saying, in general. So I think, you add that size, you add that skill set with him being able to get to the quarterback some, and we do have talent. I mean, why not bring him in and see what he got? I don't think it will hurt anything. I really think we should look at maybe bringing him in. I mean, it looks like Tripp Murphy is just going to be out. I mean, it looked like his time is just up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, JT, I'm going to throw it back for you a little bit here. Like the Flavor Flav show. Hey, Tripp Murphy, you don't get a clock. It's over. Your time is up. You got to go. Let's call it the Bills of love, and he the one left without a clock right now. I think Tripp Murphy is unfortunately, I think it's a wrap for him. You trade him or you'll do something with him and look at bringing Ryan Kerrigan in, and I think he will be able to really probably give us a nice push these last few games and then head into playoffs hopefully.
I have to agree with you with Tripp Murphy. I mean, I wasn't high on him being retained before the season began. I think an offseason like we had, as tumultuous it was, and not understanding what was going to happen during the season as far as COVID, not having training, I think most teams stuck with their veterans instead of using those June 1st cuts as you would see them normally. And I think Tripp Murphy actually job was kind of saved by a COVID-red offseason. But as we said in the show before, his cap hit just does not match his production. And the fact that you take a player who's making $7.5 million this year and you deactivate him before a big game versus a divisional opponent, and like I said, barring no injury at all,
no,
that in itself is either A, very reckless, or B, the fact that he's still in this roster is reckless. And at this point, I kind of have to go with the fact that It's probably B, that he's still in his roster and that's reckless, because that's $7 million you could have rolled over. Now, you had a lot of Bills fans clamor and say, oh, we don't need Jadeveon Clowney, who was a guy who was in the market. Now, I'm not sure if he would have came to Buffalo. I'm not even sure if Buffalo even did their due diligence on there, but you didn't want to pay him. But you can deactivate this guy at $7 million. I don't get it. So to go back to your point, I don't want to get too far off topic here about Ryan Kerrigan. I don't mind the Ryan Kerrigan move, but it still baffles me. Is pass rush actually the problem, or is it the fact that you are lacking that one technique defensive tackle that could take on those two blockers like Star Latulippe was doing? Is it a bad move? No, because I believe with the trade, I believe the cap hit for him coming to Buffalo is only be like $3 million, which is around the space we have left. Now, assuming that you bring a Kerrigan in and you either find a trade suitor for Tripp Murphy or you just outright cut him, obviously we'll still gain $1 million to what we have now by making a move like that. So cap wise, it works. I think locker room wise, I think something you spoke on, it seems like it may work too. So can you break down what kind of guy Kerrigan will be in the Bills locker room?
Yeah, from what I'm seeing is, from what I'm hearing and just doing my research, is that he's a high character guy. He's going to come in, he's going to work, and he's going to push his teammates. And, I think that fits great with the Buffalo Bills culture and with being the McDermott is building here, have built here. So I think he'll fit in great in the locker room. He was a former teammate of Tripp Murphy as well, ironically. But I think that would definitely be an amazing fit. So I think we should maybe look into doing that. Once again, a one tech, bringing in one tech would be good. I think that would be a move that's more likely right now. But honestly, I think we need to add something to that pass rush as well. I really do.
Do you think – so with this move, right, if you're bringing in Ryan Kerrigan, you're definitely getting rid of Tripp Murphy.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Is there any other defensive ends or defensive linemen that you're moving on for to kind of compensate this move? And what is your new defensive line looking like?
I would say no. I'm not getting rid of anybody else. I think it's a situation people fail to realize, and a lot of people, especially overreaction Tuesday or Monday, whatever it was. Some fans they just say anything when they're in their emotions. It's crazy. But, it's just, and I just to throw that out there, I was bashed last year. I got in plenty of arguments last year with people when I told them Star Latulippe was doing a very good job. People, oh, he's not doing nothing. He's not blah, 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 blah. Now it's blown up in their face. If you got to really know football and understand what that man's job was, and he did it pretty well. But, going back to the D-line, I just, I would probably roll with Jerry Hughes and Mario Addison to start, and then that's when you'll start to rotate, Kerrigan. If you were to get Kerrigan, rotate Kerrigan and Daryl Johnson and AJ, and you start bringing those guys, and I think Brian Cox Jr. is going to go back to the practice squad, and then you figure it out from there. You just got to play. You got to develop chemistry. A lot of people think it's like Madden, where you just throw the talent out there and it just work.
I guess I could say I was one of those haters for Star Latulippe myself. I can't necessarily disagree with you there. I don't know.
It's just how it's chemistry. JT, they got to get it together. You're right.
Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting to see. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen here. Because like I said, for me personally, if I'm bringing in a Ryan Kerrigan, I'm going to think about, am I going to deactivate AJ Epinesa? Because for one, I think we're carrying way too many defensive linemen. I think that we should really cut this down to 7. Ryan Kerrigan has been a full-time player mostly of his career. Right now, he's sitting the bench because Washington drafted Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, a lot of those other guys in the first round the last few years.
They have a main defensive line.
Right. So he's not sitting the bench because he can't play anymore. He's sitting the bench because obviously they're in rebuild mode, and those young boys are actually playing good ball immediately as far as coming in the league. So, if it's me, I'm going to run Jerry Hughes. I'm going to start Kerrigan on the other side. I'm going to keep swapping Addison like I'm doing. I don't know what the deal is with Harrison Phillips, but I'm definitely not deactivating Harrison Phillips again. At some point, you got to do something. I just feel like there's an overload, and I'm trying to figure out where, because I mean, Quentin Jefferson is an inside and outside guy. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Bills have to rid themselves of somebody else as well. But if you're bringing,
I need more out of Vincent Taylor. JT. We need more out of him.
He's gone. I mean, you're Vernon Butler. You're talking about Vernon Butler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Vernon. Yeah,
Vernon Butler. I think about the wrong guy.
Right, you think about Vernon Butler.
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Hey, listen. I need more out of him.
Vincent Taylor's the guy that we should have kept. I'm just being honest. Vincent Taylor, definitely should have kept. He's doing good work in Cleveland over there, and now he's a trade target on a lot of people's boards. Go figure. Wyatt Teller's looking good too. I throw that in there. Just saying.
That he is.
So, but no, I'm okay with the Ryan Kerrigan move. I just feel like if you bring Kerrigan in, then we need to rid ourselves of 2 D linemen. You replace Murphy with him. I think you maybe move Justice Zimmer back down if you want to do that or whatever. But I think you need to move on from a second.
I agree with that.
Maybe you're leaving Epinesa inactive each week. Maybe Daryl Johnson's inactive each week, but you got to move on from 2, in my opinion. This rotational crap is honestly, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, I get it, and it's hard to get into a rhythm when you rotate so much. And I think I agree with you there, JT. They might want to cut down that rotation just a little bit to kind of give people more time to get in the rhythm and fill things out. Right.
So I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, as far as the Kerrigan, what do you think the compensation for trading for Ryan Kerrigan is? I guess
probably a 5th. Thinking a 5th because it's the last year of his deal. So instead of him letting him go for free, they'll probably let him go for a 5th.
That makes sense. I could see that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Bills make a move for a defensive end and a one tech because you need a big guy in the middle. We're severely lacking that. But the way this defensive line has looked just outright awful. It's outright awful.
Besides the last game, they haven't looked that bad in the run game. I could think we can get by without that one tech. If we just need more production out there. If Vernon Butler steps his game up, we'd be all right. But we just got to see. I think either or. I'm cool with getting the one tech, but I'm thinking we need a little. I think Ryan Kerrigan would be something really a real nice tool to add to that defensive line.
I can see that. I can see, like I said, I can see the move. I see the fit. I see the fit locker room wise. I see the fit personnel wise. I see the fit compensation and salary cap wise. So I mean, I'm okay with it. I think I can agree with this move. But I mean, if he's a dud, man, at this point, it's just like, damn, dude.
Yeah. You're right. I think our defense they'll start clicking week 10, week 11, week 12. You'll start like, oh, okay. You'll start seeing them more. So our chemistry is a lot of new bodies, and people not taking that into account. It's a lot of new bodies running around that defensive line. There's a ton of new bodies.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. If you're listening, make sure you tune in and let us know what you think about a possible Ryan Kerrigan move. We know the deadline's going to be coming up here in a few weeks, and it's going to be interesting to see what a COVID deadline is like as well.
Yeah.
With the protocols and things like that, and I mean, who wants to move people off the roster? It may be a situation where teams are moving more people than normal. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with a COVID type of trade deadline. But no, Ryan Kerrigan, I'm on board with it. I like your points. I see the fit. He checks all the boxes for me. So I'm okay with the deal, and I think they can get out of the deal after this year anyway. Because
this is the last year of his deal. Kerrigan, this is the last year of his deal. So it's the same deal as Murphy. So it's like if you swapping those two, I mean, if he walks, he walks. I mean, you got to do something to spice it up.
Right, gotcha. A little Rocky. If he walks, he walks.
Yep.
But James, I see your point. I like it, man. So, hey guys, once again, thanks for tuning in. This was another segment of the Bills Yak podcast. I am host JT with my co-host James Mallory, NFL pedigree. Ryan Kerrigan of Buffalo. It could possibly happen, but hey, we'll see what happens. Trade deadline coming up. The Bills definitely to get the 5-2. James, last thoughts.
Hey, just go out and develop this chemistry and play hard. That's all we got to do. One reason why I'm not discouraged, like a lot of people, they're playing extremely hard. They're not getting it done physically. Now, if there's a bunch of mental errors, that'd be a problem. Go out there, keep balling, they'll be fine.
Got you. We out. Catch you later.
We out.
The Buffalo Bills
Blocked by Singletary, and it's caught for a touchdown. Cole Beasley. Here they come. Down he goes. Corkscrewed in by the rookie Ed Oliver. Singletary in the backfield. He gets the handoff. Tries the left side to the 5. To the end zone for the touchdown.
Allen, he's going to run it. Can he get it there? He can!
Second down and 13. Allen going deep, and he's got him. Touchdown! John Brown, what a catch!
And he tosses that one up towards the press box.
Buffalo Bills.
Shut